root on C, major 7th. The root on A major 7th. The root on G major 7th. And the root on E major 7th. And the root on D major 7th. Chord quality cycle exercise. C major 7th, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7th flat 5, diminished 7th. C major 7th, root on the 5th string, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7th flat 5, diminished 7th. Major 7th on the 4th string, C root, C major 7th, C dominant 7th, C minor 7th, C minor 7th flat 5, diminished 7th. A on the 6th string, A root on the 6th string, A major 7th, A dominant 7th, A minor 7th, A minor 7th flat 5, A diminished 7th, A major 7th, root on the 5th string, A root, A major 7th, A dominant 7th, A minor 7th, A minor 7th flat 5, A diminished 7th. We have A on the 4th string, A major 7th, A dominant 7th, A minor 7th, A minor 7th flat 5, A diminished 7th. We have G root, G on the 6th string, G root, G major 7th, G dominant 7th, G minor 7th, G minor 7th flat 5, G diminished 7th. We have G major 7th on the 5th string, G major 7th, G dominant 7th, G minor 7th, G minor 7th flat 5, G diminished 7th. We have G on the 4th string, G major 7th, G dominant 7th, G minor 7th, G minor 7th flat 5, G diminished 7th. We have E root on the 6th string, E major 7th, E dominant 7th, E minor 7th, E minor 7th flat 5, E diminished 7th. We have E on the 5th string, E major 7th, E dominant 7th, E minor 7th, E minor 7th flat 5, E diminished 7th. We have E on the 4th string, E major 7th, E dominant 7th, E minor 7th, E minor 7th flat 5, E diminished 7th. D root on the 6th string, D major 7th, D dominant 7th, D minor 7th, D minor 7th flat 5, D diminished 7th. We have D on the 5th string, D root on the 5th string, D major 7th, D dominant 7th, D minor 7th, D minor 7 flat 5, D diminished 7th. We have D on the 4th string, D root on the 4th string, D major 7th, D dominant 7th, D minor 7th, D minor 7 flat 5, D diminished 7th. All right, let's go to C major 7th. Let's play it in first inversion, starting with E in the bass on the 6th string, E in the bass on the 5th string, E in the bass on the 4th string. Okay, now let's go to A. So we have A, C sharp, E, G sharp. All right, so we'll have the C sharp in the bass. C sharp in the bass on the 6th string. C sharp in the bass on the 5th string. C sharp in the bass on the 4th string. All right, let's go to G. So we have the stack of notes, the chord tones, right? G, B, D, and F sharp for the major 7th. So we'll start with B in the root, B in the bass. So on the 6th string, we have B in the bass. On the 4th string, we have B in the bass with open G here, right? B in the bass. B, F sharp, G, D. And we have B in the bass here. All right, let's go to E. So we have the stack of triads. We have E, G sharp, B, D sharp. So we have E, G sharp in the bass on the 6th string. G sharp in the bass on the 5th string. G sharp in the bass on the 4th string. Great. Now we have D, our last root. So we have the stack of triads here, stack of chord tones, D, F sharp, A, C sharp. That would be a D major 7th. So we have F sharp in the bass. We could play it here. Or we could play it here. F sharp in the bass on the 5th string. F sharp in the bass on the 4th string. Okay, so you can practice this with the metronome, and you could go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. For A, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. For G, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And for E, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now for D, so we have F sharp. So we have A open, D open, A here, so you don't really necessarily have to play this A open. You could go from F sharp, D, A, C sharp. So we'd go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll repeat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that was not much in tune, but that's okay. All right, practice that. Okay, chord quality cycle exercise. This will be in first inversion, like we practiced. All right, so now we're going with the 5 different qualities. We just did the major seventh in the previous exercise. In this exercise, we are doing major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh, major seventh, dominant seventh, minor 7 flat 5, minor seventh. Okay, so we have major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished seventh. Okay, then major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh. All right, and then we have major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished seventh. Okay, let's go with A. So we have C sharp root in the bass, major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh. All right, then we have major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh. We have minor seventh, major seventh, yeah. C sharp in the bass, major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh. All right, let's go to G. So we have a G, B, D, F sharp. All right, so let's put B in the bass, first inversion, major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh. All right, we have major seventh. This is more of a stretch here. Major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh. Okay, major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh. All right, now we have, let's do E major seventh. So we have G sharp in the bass, major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, diminished seventh. All right, so G sharp here. On the 5th string, we got major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5. All right, let me do that one more time. All right, so we have major seventh, dominant seventh. All right, let me do that one more time. Okay, sorry about that. All right, I needed that. Oh yeah, we have the E right there. I was playing an E sharp. It's an E, so my apologies. So I have major seventh. We have dominant seventh. We have minor seventh. Minor 7 flat 5. Diminished seventh. All right, so we have a G sharp here. Major seventh. Dominant seventh. Minor seventh. Minor 7 flat 5. And a diminished seventh. All right, now let's go to D's. So as you know, our chord triad stack. So we have D, F sharp, F sharp. All right, we're in first inversion, right? A and C sharp, right? All right, so let's do it. All right, so we could do it here, but we only get to basically the minor seventh and the minor 7 flat 5. There's no way to play the bass. Actually, you can play the bass of minor 7 flat 5, but then when you get to diminished seventh, you're missing the G. So the G flat, which you can't play a G flat here. So that's kind of the only thing about playing it here. So like I would just show you. All right, so you would have the major seventh. All right. So that would be the root, right? D root. All right, and then you would you could play the dominant seventh, the minor 7 flat 5. It's fine, but let's just do it here. Okay, major seventh, dominant seventh, the minor seventh, the minor 7 flat 5, and the diminished seventh. We got the major seventh. We're in D major, right? D major in first inversion. F sharp in the bass. All right. We have dominant seventh. We have minor seventh. Minor 7 flat 5. And diminished seventh. All right, just had a chuckle there. All right. All right, now let's do F sharp here on the 4th string. All right. So it's the same kind of pattern that goes on. We have the 6th to the 5th to the 4th string. Major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished seventh. All right, that's a chord quality cycle for first inversion. All right, enjoy practicing that. If you don't get it the first time, well, finger stretch takes some time. I recommend holding your fingers on the chord. For example, as I said, the first inversion of G was a stretch for this index finger and my pinky, or my ring finger and my pinky. So I just held it on there for 8 to 16 counts. And now it's much easier. Yeah. So that was a stretch. Usually the pinky is the weakest one, right? Anytime you're like let's say the A major seventh, it's definitely a stretch right there. So you just got to practice that. I still can always do better, right? And then here's a stretch when you go to the minor seventh, and then you want to go to with the 5th in the bass, right? So that would be a minor 7 flat 5, and then diminished seventh. Okay, it's much easier, right, with the diminished seventh. So yeah, take some time to do this. Give it 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks to really get comfortable moving around and stretching my fingers out, especially when you do the dominant seventh, especially the 5th string. You're gonna be stretching a lot more. I find the 4th string much easier because you're just it's minimal movement. But yeah, I would say give it some time. Just take it slow and hold your fingers on as long as you can without injuring yourself. So I would say about 4 to 12 beats. Hold your fingers down. 4, 8, 12, however long you can stand it, because definitely that will strengthen the muscles in your fingers. And if you take a day off, do this every other day. And then give your fingers some time to rest, stretch, do some stretch exercises like this. I do this, and then I go like this. Do that for 5 to 10 seconds before you start. That's good. But yeah, it's just going to take time for the tendons to get stronger and for your fingers to adjust to the different movements and stretches you're having them do. So, okay, so be patient with it and just keep at it. All right. Okay, guys, we are doing major seventh, second inversions. Here we go. So we have C, E, G, B, right? So in this case, we're going to play the G. It's the second inversion. So G in the bass, okay, on the 6th string. G in the bass on the 5th string. G in the bass on the 4th string. Then we have A, C, E, G sharp. So E in the bass, A major 7th, E in the bass, A major 7th, E in the bass, A major 7th. All right, now we have G, B, D, F sharp. G major 7th. We have G, the root, and then we have B, first inversion, and B in the bass, first inversion. Now we're gonna have D in the bass, second inversion. D in the bass on the 5th string. D in the bass on the 4th string. Okay, now we have E, G sharp, B, D sharp. So we're in second inversion. So you can guess we will have the B in the bass. So we have E, G sharp, and then B. Yeah, there we go. All right, B in the bass. B in the bass. So a lot of you guys know the open E chord, right? And then we're just gonna add right here this D sharp to make it a major 7th. All right, and then we have B in the bass. And then now we have D. We have the D major 7, D, F sharp, A, C sharp. So we have D as the root, F sharp as the F sharp in the bass would be first inversion, then A in the bass would be second inversion. All right, let's do that. A in the bass in second inversion. All right, A in the bass, which would be second inversion, and then on the 4th string. So we have this. All right, let's practice. So let's start with C, G in the bass. And then A major 7th with E in the bass. All right, and then we have G major 7th with D in the bass. Then we have E major 7th with B in the bass. All right, we have D major 7th with A in the bass. All right, take it slow, practice, name out the chord tones, and take your time. And then you just do this over and over, you'll internalize this. All right, just like I'm doing. Okay, all right, see you in the next lesson. Okay guys, let's do chord quality cycle for second inversion like we did for the first inversion. Okay, so at this stage, you must know the chord tones and know which chord tone to start on. So I reviewed it in the previous lesson. I'm just going to play them for you through the cycle of major 7th, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7th flat 5, diminished 7th, starting with C major 7th with the chord quality starting. Okay, shut. Okay, guys, let's cycle through the chords. Okay, guys, let's cycle through the chords in second inversion, just like we did for the first inversion. We have C major 7th starting with G. Dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7th flat 5, and diminished 7th. Let's go to the 5th string, starting with G. Dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, diminished 7th. Let's go to the 4th string. We have dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. Let's go to A major 7th, starting on E as the root note. On the 6th string, E on the 6th, and then we have a dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. And then let's have E on the 5th string. We have A major 7th, second inversion, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. Let's have E second inversion, A major 7th on the 4th string. So that would be right here. Yeah. Dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. All right, now let's go to G. So we'll start with D. And then we have D as the chord tone we're working on the second inversion for G major 7th. We have dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. All right, D right here, major 7th, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. Then we have D here, major 7th, D dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. All right, and then now we're going with E major 7th, B in the bass. All right, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. And now we have B in the bass here, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. B in the bass here, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5. Oh yeah, there we go. Diminished 7th. Good. And we have the B in the bass here, which would be here. Then dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. All right, and now we're going with D major 7th, and we're gonna have A in the bass here. Okay. A in the bass, then we have dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and we have a diminished 7th. All right, and we have A in the bass here, dominant 7th, minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. We have major 7th, we have A in the bass here for D major 7th. We have dominant 7th. We have minor 7th, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7th. So just practice that and cycle through those. And take it slowly, and then you can progress at a quicker speed. But most of all, make sure you're sounding out the chord tones and you know which note you're starting on in the bass for second inversion. And just practice it over and over, and you'll internalize it and get it into your long-term memory, and you'll be ready for some standard songs, whether it's in pop or jazz, pretty soon. All right, so let's make color with our music, and let's continue on this journey.